Aloha friends, today I'm very excited despite the weather being pretty junky in Maui. I am making carnivore profiteroles. Now, are they 100% carnivore? No, but they're really low carb, high protein, delicious, no sugar, and it seems very complicated, but it's really not. And I'm going to show you how to make the ice cream first because we're going to get that into the freezer. You can make this a month ahead of time if you want to. And if you just want to make the ice cream, you can just do that. So we're going to start with a blender. We're going to place a cup of heavy cream into the blender. I actually should have a spatula here so I get all of that goodness out. And while I get a spatula, my name is Maria Emmerich. I'm a nutritionist who specializes in the keto and carnivore lifestyle. And I have been working with clients for over 20 years. I myself have been keto for 29 years now. So I am going to add 1 cup of unsweetened coconut milk. You could add something where you have more cream, maybe 1/4 of a cup of cream and water. So ice cream needs some sort of water content. Someone tried to create Maria's keto ice cream and they said, no, we need more water content. If it's all cream, it's not going to be the ice cream mouthfeel that you're looking for. So just be aware you don't want it to be all cream despite some of the carnivore recipes. So you could use water with that. We're going to add salt. Always add salt to your desserts as a flavor enhancer, but with ice cream, it helps keep it soft. I'm going to add a little stevia glycerite, and you can add allulose if you want to. Allulose also is going to help keep that ice cream soft. And we're going to add Equip Prime protein powder. This is made from beef. Funny story. I was in India this past March, and where certain parts of India, it's illegal to eat beef and it's illegal to serve beef. And I always pack a bag of Equip with me in my suitcase. And I was like, I had it sitting out. I was like, ooh, I hope the cleaning person doesn't tell on me, send me to jail. I mean, I don't know how strict they are. So 2 scoops of that. Yeah, it's made from beef, delicious. Now we're using vanilla because we want a vanilla profiterole filling. Now profiteroles, they're a French little dessert, and where did I put that? The inside has ice cream. I always thought it was like a custard, but no, it's ice cream. So blend this up. And the nice thing about this is once you have it blended, you can taste it and adjust the sweetness to your liking because we're not baking this part. If you bake something with these natural sweeteners, sometimes it's less sweet, but this, you can taste it. That's what the ice cream is going to taste like. Now, Equip is so generous. If you use code Maria, you save 20%. That's the largest discount you're going to get. Don't buy from Amazon. Jeff Bezos has a yacht out in front of our place, and it's just for his toys. It's a garage. It's a garage yacht, and it's beautiful. So order from them. This is the old packaging, but this is what I have. So no big deal. Okay, so now we're going to get my favorite ice cream maker out. I love this ice cream maker because you don't have to chill anything. I don't have one in Wisconsin. I only have one here in Hawaii. So you need the insert. This is the little bucket here. Now make sure you don't spill, because if you spill any on the outside, when that ice cream freezes, it's going to really be hard to get that baby out. All right, so we're going to get this. Oh boy, I broke something. We'll just set that aside. It's still a big deal. Now I'm going to turn this on. I'll show you. It's the start button, power button. Is it plugged in? No, it's not plugged in. Let me plug that in. Okay, now to start it, you want to hit the power button, the timer button, and then hit start. And make sure that the top is on correctly. And then I'm turning it on before I pour the ice cream in, otherwise it will kind of get hard to the side. So pour that goodness on in there. And what I like about using Equip and ice creams is because the properties of the Equip helps it solidify faster. So it will turn into ice cream really fast. So get all this goodness in there. And then we'll get the profiteroles going. Okay, my friends, good morning. It's very early. It's still dark outside, but I'm going to show you how to make the actual profiterole part, the bready part. And you're going to want a large bowl. I'm going to bring you guys a little closer to see this better. So you're going to want a large bowl because the egg whites are going to whip and they're going to get bigger. Okay, so you want 6 eggs. I have a little mini bowl to put my yolks in there. So egg whites in here, and make sure the bowl is very dry. You don't want any liquid. If it just came out of the dishwasher, if you just washed it, make sure it's very, very dry. Any water will cause the whites to not whip. So that's just a little trick. Same with your mixer. Make sure the beaters are totally dry. All right, so 6 of these. Now you could use the liquid egg whites from the carton that are just 100% egg whites, but they are a bit liquidy and they don't whip as easy, so just be aware of that. This one, I have yolks everywhere. I'm actually gonna grab a new egg. Get the yolk out with the, I think that's all out. Any yolk, any fat will cause the whites to not whip. So we'll just grab another one over here. I don't refrigerate my eggs. And yeah, the yolks, you could make ice cream with it. You could make hollandaise sauce with it. You could make creme brulee with it. Lots of different things you can make with the extra yolks. Craig's favorite dessert is creme brulee, so I do like a carnivore creme brulee for him. Especially on his birthday, which is Christmas Day. Poor schmuck. Even the kids sometimes forget. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Dad. So 6 of these. And I am going to be using J-Rob egg white. You could use unflavored egg white, but I'm going to use their vanilla flavor because it's just so darn delicious. And again, you can make these any flavor. You could do these chocolate, okay? So at this point, we're gonna put the yolks into the fridge. I'm gonna put salt into the egg whites, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then we're going to whip these until it's very stiff. Okay, so I wanna show you. If you stop at this point, you are not gonna have fluffy profiteroles. They're going to be flat pancakes, okay? This is not whipped enough. You have to keep going. So let's keep whipping. Okay, so when you're looking for the finished product, you're looking for this. This is what you want the whites to look like. Some people are afraid to over whip the whites. I've never had that be an issue. If anything, it's always under whipping that's a problem. Now, you want 3 ounces of cream cheese and 2 tablespoons of allulose. We're gonna put that in there because I need this measuring spoon. We're gonna mix that in a second. So into this, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of the J-Rob egg whites. And J-Rob is so generous. If you use code Maria20, you save 20%. I know Beth and Jay personally. Very, very nice family. Love them dearly. All right, so now back to the cream cheese mixture. We're going to mix the allulose into the cream cheese mixture. It doesn't have to be perfect, but that is also going to go into the whites. But first, we're going to mix the powder. And again, you could use unflavored egg whites. We're using vanilla. You can make these strawberry. They have a great strawberry flavor. Their flavors are on point. I love it. Now at this point, you don't want to over whip it because that's when you get like more of a styrofoam. I'm over whipping it, but it'll be fine. Okay, get all that goodness off. And then we're going to mix this in here. And again, this part, you want to be a little gentle because the fat is going to cause the whites to fall. So just kind of fold this in here so it's well combined. But that cream cheese really gives it a delicious flavor. I don't know if you can make these dairy-free with Kite Hill. I have not tried, but you could try if you want to. So at this point, remove this aside, we have a baking sheet lined with some parchment, and I'm gonna use an ice cream scooper. Now this helps make perfectly sized little profiteroles, and instead of using spray, this works way better. If you use some tallow or some sort of fat to line your ice cream scooper, I don't know if this is an ice cream scooper. It might be, I don't know, some sort of scooper. You want about 1.5 inches, but this works better than the spray. The spray you have to spray often, like every time you make one, because otherwise it'll end up sticking. But this works really great. We're just gonna make our profiteroles like this. And I have the oven on at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. You can put them pretty close We're not going to get too much bigger. I can see I didn't mix this perfectly. It's a little separated. It's okay. And make sure your oven is preheated completely. Don't put this in a cold oven and heat it up. They'll just fall. And what's nice about this is I have the ice cream made yesterday. It's in the freezer. You can make these profiteroles and put them in the fridge for a few days and then just assemble them. Oh yeah, there's whites on the bottom. Just assemble these before your dinner party or whenever you want to eat one. Work great. I suggest making them separately, not putting them together and then, or storing them separately, not putting them together and then freezing them. So I'm going to put this in the oven and get another tray ready. So something you could use to stabilize the whites is cream of tartar. I usually don't ever use that. It is a starch, but it does, if you're kind of new to whipping whites, it is kind of a fool proof way of whipping egg whites. Just a little tip, but it is a starch, so I don't really use it. Now, these are going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes, and I'll catch you back in a little bit. Okay, so the ice cream is finished. I kind of heard the machine struggling to spin. And we're going to put this in the freezer, and tomorrow we're going to make the profiteroles. Okay, so here they are in the oven. Don't rush this part, otherwise they're going to fall. So I'm going to give them about another 4 minutes. This has been after 10 minutes, but again, if they're not, I can see they're a little not quite cooked yet, so I want about 4 more minutes. Okay, so now we're going to make the chocolate sauce, all right? So we're going to want a pot. I have the stovetop going, but we're going to put the cream, 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream on into the pot. I'm gonna grab a spatula to get all that goodness out. We don't want to waste any of that. This is a really nice thick cream. I get the organic cream from Costco. Love it, love it. All right, then we're gonna add our sweeteners. We want 1/3 of a cup of powdered allulose, a little stevia glycerate, which is a non-bitter stevia. I really love this. I can pack it when I travel. And I'm gonna put this over the stovetop until it's simmering while we chop up the chocolate. We're using unsweetened baking chocolate. There's only one ingredient. It's chocolate. There's no sugar. There's no other things. When I was in India, my guide, I loved our guide so much. He was also into movies. He helped produce movies. And he's like, Maria, you're going to do a cooking demo and become famous in India. And I was like, wow, I don't need to do that. So when we went to go see the elephants in Jaipur, he had his film crew person come to film me making a recipe. He's like, what recipe do you want to make? I said, the chocolate pudding. And he's like, no, it has eggs. And I was like, why can't I do eggs? And I couldn't do any proteins. And he's like, people here are basically vegan. So I did the my Bounty bars, but I really wish, it was kind of like Almond Joys. I really wish I could have talked to them about the importance of protein. We want 3 ounces chopped fine. So I'm going to put 1 ounce away, because those bars are 4 ounces. But I was just like, they need protein. They have such a issue with type 2 diabetes because most of them are vegetarian and vegan for religious reasons. And I just, I don't know. But anyway, he's pretty bossy, so I just did what he told me to do. It was fun. So we're going to chop this fine. The finer you chop it, the easier it's going to melt into that cream. And the reason I'm not putting this on the stovetop is because chocolate is very, very temperamental. And that was another thing too. The chocolate, and it was so hot out. It was like 105 degrees when I'm cooking outside. An elephant's looking over my shoulder. And the chocolate is melted. The coconut oil is liquid. I was like, this is going to be interesting. But it turned out. And I had them do the taste test. And most of them gave it a 10. I think that's simmering a lot. I want to turn that down a bit. Okay. Yeah, and this is just a fun little recipe. And again, it seems hard to make. There's a lot of steps, but I mean, if you have ice cream in the freezer at all times, like we usually do, it's not so hard. I have a moth in here. I don't know how that got in here. We had terrible, terrible storms. The power was out. It was not fun. All right. I know. Oh, Kind of wish it was a little warmer. It was really easy to chop when it was warmer. There we go. Almost there. Okay, so now at this point, we're going to take the cream off the heat. Oh, and one more thing. I don't have vanilla, but I have vanilla beans. So to use a vanilla bean, you slice it down the center and then open it up. These are really small vanilla beans. Open it up down the center like this. And those are the beans. See that? Now we're going to use a knife and scrape that out. So open it all the way, end to end. And then take your knife to scrape all that goodness off. I suggest not ever buying vanilla paste because that's vanilla beans with some sugar, but that's the bean that we're going to use. Grab my simmering cream and we're going to place this. We're going to add the vanilla last. Always add your extracts last because otherwise they tend to, they lose the flavor. All right, so now at this point, you're just going to, I'm going to bring you closer so you can see this better. How it's going to melt, okay? Stir, stir, stir. It's going to take a minute, but this is a kind of a surefire way that is going to melt but not curdle that chocolate because you want a nice smooth chocolate. Now, you can always taste this, make it sweeter if you want to. And you can still see the little pieces of chocolate. That's not ready yet. If you let it just sit a few minutes and then stir, it will work great. All right. Then you can add your vanilla bean. Did I add salt? Add a touch of salt. Kind of layer your salt. Doesn't need a lot, but salt is a flavor enhancer. Always add your salt. Salt is also essential for your adrenals. If you have, adrenal insufficiency, it's called that now instead of adrenal fatigue. If you have low hormones and your adrenals are working overtime, get your salt on. It's super important. All right, so this is going to be the chocolate. It's going to get thicker because it's still not completely dissolved, but the profiteroles are still in the oven. I'm going to stir this again in a few minutes and we'll get the profiteroles put together. Okay, friends, they're out of the oven. They're completely cool. That's very important. You want to make sure they're completely cool. What I did was I turned the oven off and let them cool in the oven and then they don't fall. So you got a nice little puff of goodness here. We have our ice cream, which does get kind of soft. I was breaking it up with a knife. Just so you know, it is going to get a little bit hard. Any type of low carb ice cream that does that, you could add some baking soda to the mixture. Again, salt does help it. And we didn't make a custard with eggs because I wanted to do a quick ice cream. So what we're going to do is just cut these down the middle. And I'm going to show you how delicious these look. It's like Wonder Bread in there, right? And then we're going to use our scooper that we made these with. And I'm going to put these aside so you can see better. Scoop out some ice cream like this, plop that right in the middle, and then put that on top like that. And we're gonna drizzle the chocolate over the top, or you can dip it, whatever you want. I'm gonna show you how creamy this chocolate got too. I'll bring it up closer, just like that. We're gonna put this on our nice little tray. So once it's set, it's like a perfect creaminess texture. And this is room temperature. It's not warm anymore. So that's what you're looking for when you're making it because it's going to turn out just perfect like that. So we're going to repeat with the remaining profiteroles. I'm trying to take the puffiest ones for my picture, for my blog picture. So cut these, ice cream scoop. Actually don't mind that the ice cream is really hard because taking pictures of ice cream is always very hard, especially in the Maui heat. Dip, dip, dip. And then, yeah, I really thought profiteroles was a custard on the inside. So did Craig. I was like, no, I guess it's ice cream. So that's what we got. I want to make sure my hands stay clean here. so we don't get chocolate everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to repeat these. And then we're going to have Kai's taste test, which I believe is everybody's favorite part of the video. Mr. Funny Kai. And it's early, so he might be a little bit quieter than usual. He is definitely a night owl. I am a morning bird. Okay, friends, I made Kai help us, even though it's early. You don't like to be early, do you?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm going to have you make your own. So I have all these made. Why don't you grab a puff and the knife and show you how easy your kids can help? And if they help you, they're more likely to try stuff. I've been doing that since they've been very little. I even got you to eat scallops once, didn't I?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm never eating scallops. And when he was about 5, he made his own scallops. So cut that right in half. Cut it right down the middle. No, other way. See how these are? Like this way.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how you say horizontally. And then you're going to take a scoop of ice cream. There you go. Ooh. Well, you want me to help you? That's kind of macerated, so I'll just toss that one. Try again. It's okay. There you go. That's good. I like how you're being safe with your fingers. Okay, so put a scoop of ice cream on the bottom one. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. We did vanilla ice cream. You could do chocolate ice cream. You could do chocolate mint ice cream. Equip has a new mocha flavor ice cream, but their chocolate mint is the bomb. Now, set that one down here and then dip this in the chocolate. Like that. Yeah, the top, and then put the top right on, like these. And you can taste as you go. So you can taste I told you to taste the ice cream. You could also taste that chocolate and add more sweetness if you like. Ooh, you're going to eat that anyway.
Yeah.
So take a big old bite and give us a rating 1 through 10. And most of you know Kai saves his 10s for
Wagyu steaks.
Wagyu steaks, and this is nothing like that. He's a true carnivore. And he usually doesn't eat in the morning. You usually don't eat until later in the day.
Yeah.
What would you say? You obviously like it. You're going in for the whole thing.
It's like a s'more.
It's like a s'more. I like that.
Mm.
And what do you give it?
Like a 8.9.
8.9, almost a 9, which is like the highest we get. So we would like to know what you would rate it 1 through 10 in the comments below if you try this recipe, or if your kids like it, what they would rate it 1 through 10. I love doing those ratings just like I did in India with the people that tried the almond joys. But what do you want to tell people, Kai?
Cook with it.
Those are pretty airy. Cook with your kids. Mahalo, everybody.